genius in there, right? But look at the ends. She has the natural old money hair. So what color are you into?
Whatever you think will look great on me. Personally, I think the pink was beautiful, but I worried that my skin tone is naturally pink. So I feel like it'll clash.
It might be too much pink.
Yeah. But all the colors are beautiful.
I mean, when I look at you, you've got cool eyes,
Yes.
warm skin, even have blue hair or blue hair.
Whatever y'all think is the most beautiful, you use me as your vessel. I have no, like, seriously, like, I'm an anti-Karen, so, like, do whatever you want to be. I'm Carly, not Karen, so.
How much maintenance are you?
Low maintenance. I mean,
Keep her low maintenance, but then still have a little fun with it.
Yeah,
How do you guys feel about that?
I think that's great.
Gorgeous hair. Thank you so much.
I also love signing up for things like this.
I didn't get it, it just had a season.
No, I think we paid $50 for those cones.
I have the one that looks like it has a, it kind of looks like a magic wand. It's the cheesy one. Every time I get to his house, he looks at my guy and finds it, and then he runs around with it for like 3 days. It's kind of like a wand. Don't lose it. It's like a $45 gold.
I'm here with all of us on it. She was taking pictures.
No worries.
Snacky snack time.
I'm gonna get some color.
Yeah. Breakfast there.
Made him
Steaks, a couple pieces of candy. 4 eggs, 4 sausage, 4 pieces of cheese, and a piece of sourdough bread.
I ate Wingstop last night.
Okay, what did you do there?
I got
I'm excited.
Sauce.
spicy curry.
Spicy.
And then I got some hot dogs. It was fucking me up at like 7 a.m. I didn't think it would hurt.
First thing,
Sweating.
me and they wait for like 45 seconds. Yeah.
Between the
Yeah. Even though Red is stuck.
and you're just like closing your eyes.
What the heck is
Like,
Well, I think we're pretty little close to notes before class started, and then I never told anybody what to do with them. So I'm gonna tell you all. Grab your little post-it notes, grab a pen, something to write with. And then I want you to write down any questions you have, any Wella questions that you have, since you've had an educator the last time. If just there's anything you've been wanting to ask, or any information, maybe we're driving here and you were like, oh, I want to make sure I ask this today. Just before you forget. Write that down.
What developer are you using?
So this is 4%, the color touch developer. I actually kind of miss these rainy days.
Anyone else need something to write with? Or does everybody have?
Like you like get all this stuff, like no problem. Your day off.
do it, and I'll pop over to her. You have to wrap her, not early, but. It's gonna be like a copper pin. You know how a penny has a little bit of pink in it? That's kind of what I'm picturing. Little baby pinks.
The golden hour. And then I went to, yeah, I went to one, and then I went to two different other brand ones.
That was the BTC. That was a fun show. Stressful. Where was it at the booth or at the?
Yeah, I was just watching it at the stage.
So I want to show you guys a little lock real quick. Whenever you're doing these foils, and now that the tip scalp highlights are back, you know when you're doing really, really super long hair, I mean there's a lot of hair in that foil, right? Or you've got two foils, one on top of the other, and that gets really heavy too. This can start kind of sliding away, and then in my salon we call them bunnies, you know, when the lightener gets on the hair around it. So our assistants call it bunnies, that way nobody gets, nobody knows. They come over and
You got to
I had a rabbit.
It happens. It happens to me still. But what I like to do is take another foil. I call this a foil lock. So you fold it like that. Don't squeeze the middle. These are kind of like a pillow. And then you're going to slide this in here and fold it on both sides. And then as this slides down, you can keep pushing this one towards the scalp. And that way, and a lot of times it will kind of almost stand up on its own. So it's just kind of a little protective thing, like if that's happening, if that happens to be sliding down. Saved my life a bunch of times. I always like to share that one. Somebody taught me that one time, and I was like, 20 years later, I'm still doing it.
Do we have a plan for both of the girls? Probably.
Oh, yeah. So for this beautiful redhead here, we're doing baby lights, and then we're going to come back, and I'm using the Londor 4% right now, putting in these baby lights. Then my beautiful friend, artist friend here, is going to pull through alumina formulas, and we're going to do 2 parts 743, 1 part 805 alumina. With 4% and the new growth. On the ends, we're going to do 2 parts 943, 1 part 805 for the ends.
What was it on the ends?
She was really into the pink, a little bit of pink that she saw. So then we're going to take these out and then do a Shinefinity bleed for the baby. So that's why I said she hopefully she'll look like a copper penny with little pinky baby lights. So we're going to do that for her. And then for our other model over here, we're going to do more of the mocha mousse colors. So I'm going to go through and put floating highlights on her, and then we'll use color touch, and we'll use maybe some of the mahogany shades. We haven't talked about it yet, but we'll see what she lives to, and then we'll formulate her gloss. But we're definitely going to use color touch and do some more of the like mahogany mocha mousse.
For her color testing at the moment, are we taking her girls into consideration or are we?
Yeah, when I was chatting with her, she said she wears her hair mostly curly. So that's why I thought the floating highlights would be good for her, give her some dimension. And I noticed even how she had it, was wearing it today, she had just the perimeter in the front. She was like, oh, I put the back up, but I kind of re-wet and re-styled the front. And I thought, well, that would be great for her to have some of the floating highlights around the face. That way when she does do that, she still has some bits and pieces that are
Clarify
interesting.
floating highlight.
To me, those are teasy lights, or some people call them foliage. What do you guys call them here?
Yeah.
Wait, once we see it, I'm guessing it's easy light, but when we see it, then we'll know.
Yeah. Every salon calls it something different.
Flowy or
I
floaty?
like them floating.
Floating.
I like to say floating because they don't have a root. They don't go all the way to the base. They're kind of floating. But I don't like to call it balayage because it's not really balayage.
I'm assuming it's going to be what we would call a TC light.
Yeah. What do you guys do? Does anybody do balayage? Some people do, yeah. That's like one thing that I think is so difficult. You really have to be, it takes I think a lot of time to like master that and really be good at balayaging. I don't have clients that can sit still for that. So. I don't do it because of my clients. They're just, I have literally had clients that be like scraping the line out, painting their own level. Or they go to the bathroom and come back and it's totally different.
That might be me.
I just say, and it's all over, they go up and then they come back and they sit back and squish it.
Yeah, that or it's all over the back of the chair. Or,
I might do
yeah,
that,
I
too.
can't. I get too annoyed and stressed out.
I'm like, if this is what we want, this is how we sit. Don't sit back.
Don't. I really do because it drives me too crazy. I'm like, I can't with you. You're fired.
I'm like internally suffering while I'm like smiling, and then I'm like, why am I real with everyone else but with a client I cannot? Like, how does that?
That's why you're a hairdresser now, because you painted your own. When my clients do that to me, I'm like, are you a closet hairdresser? If you're a closet hairdresser, you need to go to beauty school.
Thank you, sir.
Did I? Oh, thanks. Splatter matter.
Oh, I'm chilling.
Is it lying right on your shirt?
Can I grab some service? I think I can.
It's a memory, that's all.
It's a memory.
Yeah. When I was second floor, I get angry about shoes.
I was like, is that us?
I think it's, yeah.
Sometimes he makes it.
Well, he might have made this. It has texture.
These are his.
What's been the one big trending thing here in the salon with the clients? One thing in particular that everybody asks for?
I feel like everyone looks for a highlight and is actually a color correction.
Yeah,
Okay, let's talk about that. 'Cause, like, where is that? No, because
that happens.
because that might be me. No, but seriously, how do you know the difference? Like, and how do you address that? Like,
I don't think you can.
It's a valid question, right? It does happen a lot. A little bit more.
Let me help him with the scale.
so you never put anything on your hair?
Me? No, I used to do my hair myself, actually. I used to be like all different colors. But then it got too much for me.
Rainbow hair?
Are you a friend
red.
here for a haircut, or how did you hear about even using the model today?
There was an email that was sent out about it, and it was like, as soon as I saw it in my inbox, I was like, oh yeah, I got natural raw hair. I will be a perfect candidate.
But do you get your hair done here, like haircut wise?
Oh yeah, I use, like, Jasmine, I don't know, I don't think she's here anymore. I didn't see her here, but, she did my hair like, 2023 was the last time that I coincidentally had gotten a balayage. As we were talking about that.
I think it was me that did your hair.
Oh.
I think it was me that did your hair that day.
Is that Jasmine?
That was Jazzy hair.
Yeah, yes. That's what I
Because
thought.
I was like,
Well, I was like, the devil Jasmine I know is
It
from
was the
Beaumont.
jazzy hair that threw me off. But yes, you actually did my hair last time. And I haven't had it done since, so I literally just let it grow out. Which it grew out beautifully and just what I wanted. I was very happy with it.
That's-
on stage in Beaumont, and so I was
Yeah.
kind of like, maybe she's just in the same computer email system.
Right.
Yeah.
And then she said 2023.
And that's when I was confused.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, 'cause she was like a long time ago, so I was like,
I
okay.
was playing it out.
Well, honestly, after COVID, everything just feels like so much longer. Like every year just is so long. It feels like
Yeah, why is that?
this timing is real.
Simulation.
BC
Feels
before
like-
COVID and AC after COVID. So 80.
That's a good one. Sure feels like it.
Dean, what trends are you seeing back home?
In LA, that whole money trend is really trending with my clients. They all want, like I was saying, to get rid of the big face framing thing. But then I've got some clients that come in and like want the face framing. Copper's really popular right now. I'm doing a lot of coppers. And of course those looks that are like the grown out, like the balayage kind of grown out looks are really popular.
Are you just a colorist or do you cut as well?
I do cut too, but I mostly do color. I kind of think of myself more as a colorist, but I do cut. I do lots of extension haircuts. So it's not really cutting hair proper, you know what I mean?
Sliding.
Yeah.
But it's also such a skill, like, I feel like
It's
if
hard.
you don't understand your hair, you can't.
Visual.
Yeah, it's difficult. Extensions are such a trip, and they're so high maintenance. Does anyone in here do extensions? Yeah, you know. You know what it's like, getting those calls in the middle of the night. Oh, my extension's fell out.
I think that's the hardest part about extensions is that they're so time sensitive. So if something happens with a client in their appointment, you're like, sorry, I can't get you in for 4 more weeks. But they're like, but your extensions can't take that.
Right.
So then you feel, you know, like obligated to make it happen. Yeah, I think that's the hardest part.
It is. I got a call the other day from my client. She went to Hawaii. She got married. She got extensions. And then she went to Hawaii on her honeymoon. She literally called me from her honeymoon. Because she went into the ocean with the extensions on. And then they went straight to the hot tub. She was mad at her. Her hair, and it was just like a broom. The whole thing. She sent me pictures of it. And so her and her husband spent the next like 2 days brushing her hair. She like ruined her whole
Yeah.
time because and I was like,
Why do that?
Listen.
I told you not to do that. I told you not to do that.
Or they send you the picture of the sunscreen in their hair and they're like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think about that a lot. I think a lot of the girls too that do the spray tan. And they come in and they're like, my hair's orange and I don't know why. And I'm like,
because your pieces are orange.
It's been rubbing against your skin.
I'm like the back of her hoodie is like orange. Like all her clothes is orange. And I'm like, well,
But it's my fault.
yeah, I'm like, maybe tell your sprayer.
Oh my gosh, I am this client over through and through for everything. I'm like talking about this going through.
She's like, that's happening to me.
I was that person.
I love it. I love it.
That's why I get the crazy.
Hairdresser karma, you're going to get all those clients in your chair now.
Tenfold.
And then you're going to know what to say to all of them.
That's true.
You're going to be like, oh, that's my name, I'm worried about.
Foundation.
It's hilarious.
Hey, so lunch is here. Do y'all want to just kind of, I guess,
Yeah,
Let's do a working lunch.
do a working lunch? Yeah.
For sure.
I want to grab some stuff and
Food.
it's set out.
Sometimes a client is like, watch a thing.
So,
Help
grab
yourselves.
something right now. You can.
Go
Please
ahead.
get some food. Growling, can you hear me?
Time for lunch.
Sheesh.
Oh, don't you worry.
Here.
No. We're all human. You know what I mean?
That's not true.
We're all human.
Like it or not.
It could be worse. You could be a chiropractor because do you know what happens to chiropractors?
No, what?
They get constantly farted on.
Really?
Yes.
Because
Because they pop on.
Oh.
They'll twist you up and it was the most embarrassing thing that ever happened to me. She was like, I get farted on all day. I was like, well, thank God I'm not a chiropractor. So it could be worse.
Yeah, that's true. I can't do the chiropractic thing. I tried one time.
It scares me.
I can't. They hate me because I can't let go. Like, they
Can't loosen up.
I can't loosen up, and they're
Yeah.
like, "This isn't gonna work." I've been fired by somebody. Like, you can't do this. I can't do this.
My ankle.
There's a place called the Rosti around here that's like a muscular skeletal kind of chiropractor instead, so they don't like pop you, but they like pull out your muscles so that you can move better.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I could maybe deal with that.
And they're not like come here once a month forever. It's more of like a let's make a plan to
Ooh, like a
make it better, yeah, and then like come 3 or 4 times and then you're done.
See, that would be more my speed.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I can't trust the whole like you're gonna about to crack my neck.
So I was okay with the back, and then once they started like cracking my neck, like they were trying to murder me, I was like, okay, I'm out.
You gotta like the crack
I'm
my
out.
neck. It's like you're gonna be out. And then they twist your whole body like relax.
So wait, how
Like
low?
literally twist it out.
How low do you want the repeller?
At least. Kind of where I see the coolness of the natural.
It smells good.
I don't see it with dark.
Yeah, like after that, yes.
But her hair is so cool because like when I was going down the middle, half of this side is copper and the other side is
I also have a natural money piece on my front.
Yeah,
I
I
have
love
a
that.
natural money piece.
Yeah, see where it's cool and then it goes on. So kind of so that we get all the coolness.
I ain't gonna, no, I can't. Maybe I can if I move back.
Okay. Thanks for helping me. Appreciate that.
Do you need a move or do anything? You just tell me.
I wish I could get both at the same time, but I can't.
Smells good, whatever it is.
Do you remember about how much?
Is this your location that you work at?
No, it's not.
Oh, no. Where is the other one? Is it far?
It's not far.
No, like
It's
10
4
minutes.
miles.
Barely 5 miles down the road.
Yeah.
Same right here.
Oh, nice. I noticed there were 2 addresses and I was like, oh, I'm going to the right one.
Yeah, that's plans do that sometimes.
Yeah.
This is technically the Woodland, but that road right there is Magnolia.
Oh.
So this is on the very edge.
I kind of thought so because when I was looking at the map, I was like, it seems like. Somebody asked me, they were like, well, what city is it in? I was like, it seems like it's right on the border of everything.
It is
That's
actually.
literally the perfect definition.
I was like, oh, what's.
One scene in Ratatouille where he's eating
The way
like
the
the
shorts
shorts
are
of
strawberries,
strawberries.
not very,
The covers. That's me.
okay.
It's not like a great.
What is this again, sorry?
This is 2 parts of force, 743, and 1 part 805 with
do, yeah. I do it too. Not always, but most of the time. There are times that I will just paint and balayage within the foil. I don't know if you can actually call that balayage within the foil.
Is that the Illumina 743
Yes.
2-part 743, 1-part 805?
Yes.
I just, when I stirred it, I was like, especially for how much color you won't like, how many grams I made of mixing.
Is it with pastel?
4%.
You just said that too.
Everything on their head is 4%. Her lightning, roots.
It's easy for my notes. I got to taking really good notes because I started working with this woman. She does movie hair, and it's really difficult to like break into that world of doing that. Like, I tried to get into the union, and the lady, I finally got a hold of the lady, and she's like, "Who gave you this number?" I'll just call her. She's like, "You don't call here. This isn't how it works." But it's really difficult. You have to do a lot of jumping through hoops. But this woman I know, she's been in there a good 30 years. She's an amazing hairdresser. And so I do a lot of color work for her. On the side, she can't do everything in the trailer on set. They don't have all the stuff, they don't have all the tools. So she'll send me all the wig work, extension work. So I'll color a lot of that stuff. I'll color a lot of the body doubles, wigs, and things like that. But she did like Edward Scissorhands. Like she worked on that movie. And she'll tell me stories, just like the poodles. You remember the poodles were all crazy? They literally made wigs. They colored the dogs, then they attached the wigs on them. And that's how they are all those crazy shapes. It's all wigs. And just all the crazy stories that she has. I'm always like amazed with her. With her stories, so like for her, it's like really fun. It's fun for me. So I'm gonna work off of this. I'm gonna pass this around if you guys want to take a little look. This is the technique also that was on the brunette doll. This doll here. The floating highlights. So this is what I'm gonna do on her hair. And I'm gonna start in the back first. I'm gonna do two, they're all floating, but you could also do this if you just do the dots and not the orange triangles. You could do this as like your, like this one all the way to the scalp foils, and that's the one on the curly doll. So you could do the same placement, floating, the TZ lights, or just all the way to the scalp. Let's see how there's like a chunkier, a medium, and then a fine weave. So that's all one foil. So I'm going to add for her the little triangles in certain spots, kind of give a little extra flash of color in between. And then all through here is kind of like baby lights more down the middle area. And as you can see on this doll, where it's like blend, it's a little deeper in the middle. And then you can tell that it's lighter in the front. So that's kind of what gives you that like lighter bit to the depth in the back. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm going to do on her. And like I said, it works for curls too. For her though, I'm just going to do them all floating. Okay, so I'll pass this around. I'll wait till you.
What is the orange triangle?
These ones. So those are going to be like a triangle shape and then a big teasy chunk. It gives you like a big flash. Okay. So I'll be painting that. I'll pass it around after you guys are done because I don't want orange fingerprints. Just kidding. And one of the things I like to do, which I guess I should show you now, is see the triangle? Like if I put one of those big triangle chunks in, I like to somehow around it, there be the weave. And the weave, I'm going to do at a different length than the chunk. So if I paint the weave an inch, then I'm going to do the big chunk 2 inches. And that weave wrapped around the triangle helps kind of blend it and give it more of that lived-in look. So it doesn't look just like a dip dye. Oh, I just dipped this chunk. Okay, so you're going to see me doing that around here. And in this area, you're going to see the triangles here, and then there's the weaves around it. The weaves kind of help it blend it. There is some hair left in between those areas. And that's what just gives it like a softer dimension. Okay.
So is the purple like a fine weave and the green, is that a chunky weave or a
slice?
The purple can be fine or medium, depending on your client, and depending how much they want to see. Like, some of my clients really want to see highlights to the scalp on the hairline, because they maybe do the high bun or the ponytail a lot, and they just want to see lights right there. So sometimes that's where I'll leave that area and not tone that, or not root shadow it. But I just made it different just so you could see the green ones have the chunky, medium, fine.
Got it.
But they're all floating foils, the triangles are floating, and these are just little foils, little triangles that all three triangles will go in one foil. And I'll kind of show you as I'm painting it, but I'll do this too close to you if you want to get a better photo. I just like that finer weave sometimes on the hairline, because then it's not like a racer stripe. When somebody pulls their hair up, sometimes you see the stripe. And sometimes I love it. That's just me. There's nothing wrong with that. Instead of painting a root shadow on her, I'm just going to let my teasy lights be the root shadow. The other thing I'm going to do is notice that I'm going to paint everything standing on the side by her ear. So instead of painting down the back and working up my way, I'm going to over-direct all the hair towards the ear, and I'm going to stand on the side. And that way, when this hair, if I paint it up like this, and I paint the line here, when it falls down here, it's going to naturally blend. So you just get a softer blend. So it's just one little trick that I do to just make sure that I'm moving the hair around and getting the right gradients. I'm just going to do like a triangle shape or a V shape, anything I can do to blend. And like I always try to say, just don't paint a line. If you see a line with your product, you're probably going to see a line when you rinse it out. So just don't draw any lines, and that'll help you not see any lines.
I like this station. It just started working, I'm like, skip.
So also, while you're here, if you have your phone with you, grab your phone again. Go to your Safari search.
This one has Google Chrome.
Oh yeah, Google Chrome. What's the other one? Firefox.
It does 95.
Yikes. Is there one that's called Firefox?
Yeah.
I think it's about time to switch. Get on something else. Keep everybody on their damn toes. Okay, now I'm going to do triangles. A little cheat sheet. Oh yeah, my triangles are pointing. So I'm not going to leave any hair in between. So I did the two weaves. There's hair in between the weaves, right? Whatever I left out from my weave. Now what I'm going to do right here is go for little triangles. And the triangles should be painting up, or pointing up. Okay, when we do triangles, if the triangle is pointing down or pointing up, which one do you think is going to be more of a flash of color? Less blended.
Less than it's going to be the straight line on top.
Yes, you're right.
Trying to point it down, basically.
Yep, the triangle pointing down, you're going to see more flash of the color that's in the triangle. The triangle pointing up, the hair around it is going to blend it a little bit more. So this triangle, the base of the triangle here, is good to do at the perimeter, because that's where you're gonna see that.
Yeah, anybody. Flip it. Just take
It's
this
gonna
off.
peekaboo out
and
there.
I'll figure it out.
Alright, so that's what I'm doing now. I'm gonna pass this around if you guys want to screenshot it. That's what I'm doing right now. So then I take those triangles and I'm gonna back on those triangles and they're just a little bit larger, so that's the part I'm gonna do now. And they're all gonna go in the same one foil. Notice that I'm still over directing everything to the ear. So I'm gonna paint everything on the side, that side I'm gonna paint everything by that ear. And then when I get to the top, I will paint towards the nose. But even this side panel, everything I'll paint will be on by the ear. Is that a gym right this morning?
Yes.
You guys all do music, it's pretty new. What is it?
Anytime.
That's nice, but I get a lot of clients.
Yeah.
They also opened a new cookie place right next door. Advertising.
Really? So that brings a lot of
Yeah.
nice.
A lot of food happening.
Really good work.
Have you tried that cookie place? What is it? Half baked?
Yes.
Is it good?
Yes, it's kind of like similar to a crumble, but
That's what I
way better.
thought.
That's the new one that just opened?
And they do keto and gluten-free cookies.
Oh, that's awesome.
Free too?
Seeds.
That's really nice. My boyfriend has celiac, so he can't do gluten. He's always all, buy a donut, eat it. I wonder what you eat it. Tell me what it tastes like.
I just want to smell it.
It tastes like a donut. I don't know how to describe it, like juicy enough to make you feel good about it.
I used to work at Papa John's, and one of the biggest complaints was people getting the gluten-free crust, because it's just like
Like on accident?
it's a cracker.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it tastes.
Yeah, it's very sad.
Some of them aren't that good.
Apparently Pizza Hut has a better gluten-free. That's just what they told me.
Do you guys have Fresh Brothers in there?
Fresh Brothers?
Fresh Brothers, they have.
I'd like to order
Have a zigzag. Have a tasty like that. So make sure that I put a little bit of that there.
Amy, drop your seven. How else are people gonna know?
And then load your foil. Put the hair up the cap, and then you can push it into the foil. And I like to drag down most of the product first before I start any blending. Then I can blend and use the triangle with my brush. Then I'll go back and get all my tails in. Make sure that I roll the hair a little bit. Remember that hair's round. You want to get both sides. Have you ever opened one of these foils and the bottom didn't get any product on it? Ask me how I know. None of the bunch.
That's my nightmare.
And earlier we talked about walking the client through all of this
Yeah.
and letting them know that I'm doing a teasing technique. And then when we get to the shampoo bowl, what's going to be the best way to release and to rinse all of this?
Or coming out with a strap.
You can try, definitely. But you do have product on the ends, so you have to.
Work it out with shampoo, then I work it out with service, then I work it out with my gloss.
So the big tip would be don't wet the backbone. If you can get the product off first, rinse all the product off first. Try to avoid the back combing. I know it's hard when they're laying back in the bowl to rinse the top without getting the water to run in the scalp, but try your hardest to not wet the back combing. Once you wet the back combing, the cuticle opens a little bit with the water, the pH of the water, and then when the cuticle's open, the hair locks together. And that's how they do locks. You know, they put hot water on it and they twist and tease, so you're literally creating a lock. So don't lock the hair in. And try to do that with cool water. If you use hot water, it's going to open that cuticle more, and it's going to get even more tangly. Think about the girl in the hot water with the extensions in the hot tub. That's what happened. She had salt, then she didn't detangle, and she got in hot water, and all of that just, she had one big lump. So what you want to do is rinse the lightener off. You guys have Wellaplex, so you have to come back with that number 2 anyway. So when you come back, rinse the product off, you don't shampoo, apply the number 2, and the number 2 you can put right on the back comb. And then take your big paddle brush or your wet brush and start to comb from the ends of the hair and start to release it. And then utilizing that conditioner, it's going to take you the 10 minutes anyway, but that's when I tell them, okay, now I'm going to apply that number 2 bonding agent. This is going to be your conditioning treatment right here. It's going to give us all the strength for the blonde hair. You're going to feel me releasing some of the teasing, but you're getting the treatment at the same time. And start combing that through. So it's a really good way to get them to think of the positives as opposed to, because you know it's going to be uncomfortable.
Yeah,
So
more of a truth then, I guess, at that point.
make it more of a treatment. They know there's something on there that's protecting the hair. So it's a good time to do that number 2 anyway. And you're going to cut down some of your working time because you're not struggling at the bowl now or at the back of the chair to detangle. You've already done it during your treatment. So that would be the big thing there. Okay, so now I'm just going to come back through and do,
That's like when the Monday starts.
I'm going to stay on the diagonal and just keep working around. How you doing over here?
All right, fantastic.
You guys are feeling good?
I'm good.
Thanks for helping me.
Oh, we have to listen to this? No, that's not. The one who's Saturday.
Steph, y'all look like a team up there all by.
This is black is the best color.
She got the memo.
Yeah.
I wanted to dress fashionably, so I wore a green shirt instead of my normal black shirt. So I was like, oh, I gotta put the black away for today.
Make sure you're not a closet hairdresser.
Oh, I am a closet hairdresser. 100%.
All black.
She can do her own hair.
She did her own hair.
Like your look, Stephanie, by the way.
Yeah,
Do
those
the
boots
soft
are
stuff,
cool.
okay, I've never done that.
Oh, it's
Love the boots, that's cool.
I didn't even see the socks either.
Oh, yeah.
You were camo.
I don't own any tall black socks, I had to dig through Phil's drawer.
You'll just have a universal sock bed at the house.
My boys do, not Phil and I. But the boys, yes, I just have one bin also.
They just sock it up together.
Yeah. It's actually funny that you guys said that because the Love is Blind show was the whole conversation about the sock bin. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, that's my family. But her family was mixed, like the parents and the kids and the girl and the boy. Where mine is like 3 boys all within the
That's
same
easy,
shoe
yeah.
size. I mean,
That's easy.
Yeah.
it's a little different.
I can't stand a bunch of random socks.
My dryer socks.
Remember Stephen? He would always wear different socks.
Different, yeah, different matching socks.
You're like, you're
And I asked him, like 2 different socks on. He's like, well, I don't have the time. I'm not gonna like sit down and put all these socks together and this sock together. I just put them all in a bucket and I just grab 2 socks.
But that's not,
And I said, well,
the truth
just
is,
buy all the same color socks, dumbass.
Yeah, if you're gonna do that, then just.
yeah, that, hey Preston, that's so far outside of what you would ever do in your life. You couldn't even think that way. You're too much about balance.
That would drive me.
Preston, how much money would it cost to do that for a week? Like what? How much money would it cost to get you to wear unmatching socks for a week?
I mean, I would do it for money. That's how much money. I'm not that.
Like $100?
I would, yeah.
Let's do it for $100.
Actually, just thinking, what is Stefan doing these days? What is not Marty? What is Cindy these days?
You know, Saturday I see him out here and there.
Next model.
But you don't have socks on.
One of the mom, sports mom,
You
was
can
like,
see them.
Oh, another.
No. He did some crazy stuff. He was business. We had this year. Yeah. So I wasn't there. You're right. Yeah, for sure.
Girls are so cute. That never happens. She never wears them. She's never worn them. She comes to that J-Lo era.
Oh, yeah.
You see it.
Never gonna go this way. I can send her all the products, everything she needs, and she. You got it.
It's the only way you can really get that rose.
Exactly. What about perms? You guys doing perms?
yeah, I said, let's bring on these. I just did my sister yesterday.
Oh, nice. Oh my God, I remember.
Perms, yes. Teenage boys getting perms.
The Patrick in my home.
It's crazy.
Like, Mom, please stop so
Like, what?
That's hilarious.
And in this area, they definitely.
That is amazing.
Literally. Side shave, but literally the top. That's
And that haircut that they're all wearing, those young kids, it's like the little old lady haircut. It's like the little graduation with the round layers. I'm like, that's the haircut we all learned.
So funny.
My nephew's 67, and he, I don't know how he was born the most conservative little kid.
Oh no.
I'm like, do you want a mohawk? Do you want blue hair? You can do whatever. I'll do anything. He says, no. Part of this time, I'll like style it in a mohawk and he'll get so mad at me. Not yet. That's gonna be my next one. Yeah, her hairline was a little different. I ended up doing 3 weaves in the front. Because she does have the kind of the shorter fringe around the areas, I kind of wanted the fringe to try and have a little bit of blondiness. So I went ahead right behind it and I'm having another 3rd weave.
But the triangles are just like color block shapes that you're just doing like a to give it soft.
To give it like a, yeah, like a bigger flash of color but with a little bit of a root.
Okay, this is all slide. Do you want a 20-minute timer or?
Yeah, 20 minutes perfect. Good job.
Woo!
Okay, so
20 minutes
There's plenty of.
Preston starting it.
for the roof.
For the, like, now that I'm at the end.
okay, so I've gone on the sides. I ended up doing 3 purple lines instead. Now you're gonna see me go right over the ear right here and do a weave here, and that's for that one, the high bun, and then you'll see the dark chunk right here if you don't. So I go in now and do that. I'm one of those beard stalkers. My clients like. I started watching them like they leave the salon and then they'll post a selfie in the car and I'm all, ooh, I could have put a foot right here and right here. Like I started doing this chunky part right behind the ear because I noticed that's the hair that lays right here when you pull your hair out. And in my world, in the headshot world, everyone's hair comes Sometimes I'll put another big triangle right here if I just need that flash around the ear if I'm worried about it. But I'm going to put the weave here, then the triangle here, and then the weave here. Once I do this, you'll see the triangle appears by itself. So I'll know exactly where to grab that.
You're staying in line with the ear, like the width of the ear.
Like as far as coming this far back. Yeah, and you'll see it here, like,
It's kind of different.
So like, it could be,
Yeah.
okay.
yeah, I'll kind of notice this last weave and this last weave, and then I'll just put it right in. Just so that I'm kind of getting at all of the hair. So that's what I'll do next, and I'll put this weave right here. And the other thing you're going to notice is that I'm not going to do anything so perfect. So it's not always like medium, a little bit of messiness, because to me I feel like if I make it too perfect, it looks too artificial in the end. Think about a fake rose. If you took it apart, all the petals would be exactly the same. But a real rose, you took it apart, all the petals would be different. So I kind of want it to look a little more natural.
Make sure it works in random patterns.
Yeah, totally. I mean, that's not going to be an issue. I'll just put it there. And every head shape is different. So think about the head shape too, the way you're applying. It might not always line up exactly like the head shape. The head shape is perfect. Perfect little round ball, everybody's head is perfect. We all know that. It's like a fingerprint, you know, two heads are the same. Okay, so here's my one triangle on the top. Okay, and the reason I like to put that triangle right here is to me that's the hair that goes like this. When you flip it over, it's going to give you that flash that sits right over the top. If they flip it this way, or if they do that side part, which the side part is that. Everybody who was wondering, I'm like, where did the side part go? I never saw it.
I know. It was
Telling everybody this is what's in, it's like.
like 21, yeah.
I kept hearing like the side part is out, and I'm like, all my clients are leaving the side part out.
I know.
I think the like all the way on the side of their head is out.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just offset.
Yeah.
Well, I think as the big round brush grows from the actual type hair, that's where your side part comes in. There's a part in the center, and then
The hot roll is out.
and then they're like, oh,
We're gonna go hard in the center and go, why is it not?
yes, just fine.
Yeah, actually, my clients are wanting Sabrina Carpenter hair right now.
Yeah, not everybody wears a hardcore. Marty been starting to trend for a long time. Okay, so there's my triangle. Now, because her head shape's a little different, I'm going to put my other triangle right here. So I just kind of have to visualize it. I really want it right over the ear.
Just kind of carved it right out of there.
I carved it right out. And I want to leave some hair in between that triangle and that triangle, just like it's some dimension.
So what kind of shows is Wella doing this year? I know we're doing the big thing in Malta. Is there anything else going on that, top secret things coming up?
Nothing really top secret. I know that we're going to be doing a lot more focus on shows.
Good.
And I know that we're partnering more with Armstrong McCall's, so we're going to be doing we'll have a lot more present at their shows, presence,
Yeah.
local shows. We're kind of taking it back smaller and back into the salon and back into the local shows that we used to do. That all went away because of COVID. So
Yeah.
it's just time. And I think that because the big focus at Wella is always education and hands-on, we just feel like hands-on for the
It
hairdressers.
has to be.
Yeah, just being here with you guys and spending time and sharing all that information is a lot, I think, more impactful than just watching a YouTube video.
It definitely.
You can learn from those videos too, but there's something about doing it, seeing it with your own eyes, you know.
Well, it's hard to get feedback too, or ask us questions.
Yeah, that can be true too. So we're definitely, the education's always gonna be our big focus, but
Right.
for sure we're gonna take it back to the shows, which is exciting because like for me, that's what I got into it for, was the hair shows. Shows are fun. I love going to salons and being with people. I think that stylists are like artists. So for me, I learned so much traveling, teaching about my own business, my own techniques, that the more I share, the more I learn. That's kind of how I feel about it. So I'm glad that's going to be our focus. Anybody enter our trend vision?
We haven't been in this year, but
I feel like now, in the next year or two, is going to be the time if you really want to get into it. Because if you have any desire to be in education or to be a platform artist, that's where you start. Start in education. That's where you're going to get the most.
I told her I'd been down this and I didn't.
Can I be a scalp representative? Like, is that a thing? Because I was really thinking, like,
Scalp,
I think-
scalp
What is it called?
trichology is
yeah, but I don't
in.
want to be on the med side. I want to be on
Yeah.
Then you need to be talking in that accent.
like the
Yeah.
fresh, like get them fresh before they're color. Like, I don't know. I just need to.
No, you really should. There's a big
Yeah.
focus on that.
Scalps.
And
the
scalp
hair
care
side.
is on the rise for
Yep.
sure.
You're on
We
here
had
for
that
some-
educator
There's
when I
literally
asked
like
him to come do a big
Korean,
scalp
like
class.
scalp.
we can do
You
it.
can go now.
A lady asked me, I've had a lot of people ask me lately, like, what's your favorite thing to do after they hear my story? And I'm like, honestly, you
Wash
asked
your
me,
hair.
she said, what's your favorite cut? And I said, scalp treatments. Because I couldn't think of anything.
Scalp treatments.
I like to remove dead hair from their scalp because it's just gross.
I love that.
It's
Now,
just.
pull your phones out. Actually, I had mentioned it a little while ago. Pull your phones out, go to your Safari and type in Wella Ed. Type in WellaEducation.com. We've been working on the app. We've been working on the website. Go to WellaEd.com. If you haven't signed up